Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at the VUDU app. Now the reason why we're going to be taking a look at this, and by the way this is the first time I've ever talking about this app on this channel, is because if you heard the news a way while ago, which I'm pretty sure is all news, VUDU bought Fandango now, and Fandango now merged with VUDU, and they're both owned by NBC Universal, which NBC Universal bought VUDU. Earlier on, after they bought it, NBC Universal let VUDU and Fandango now operate as separate services, but then recently the NBC Universal decided to merge VUDU with Fandango. Now I hope I got this sort of correct, because it could be the opposite, but I think it's obviously, the story I just mentioned. I think it's obvious that what I mentioned was correct. So now we're going to be taking a look at Fandango. We're going to take a look at VUDU. So many services and companies, you get so confused, don't you? But we'll take a look at VUDU because they recently updated their user interface for the first time in plenty of years. They used to stick with this layout, which hopefully I'm able to show you on your screen. And even though they repainted the wallpapers, the layout of the user interface mainly looked the same. But now they completely overhauled that UI, and now we're going to be taking a look at that right now. Now, one more thing too, when I mention VUDU on the Roku, I'm not talking about this particular one, the one that's built into the Roku. Is very interestingly, they still do have the VUDU built into the Roku, as well as having its own separate app, which I find interesting. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the regular app of it, the one that you install on the Roku. That one completely changes UI. So today we're going to be taking a look at it, and we're going to see what it has to offer. So the first thing that you see when you launch the new VUDU is that it has, for the first time ever, it has an animated startup, as you saw just now. And now when you launch it, you're going to get an option. Now this is the same option that you had before, where you're able to start browsing or sign up or sign in. Now when you click on sign up or sign in, you're still going to get the option to use a Walmart account. If you pair up your VUDU account with a Walmart account, you can still sign in through that, or you can just sign in for the regular email password, and you can sign up for it as well. And it's going to use your Roku account if you want to sign up, or you can skip it and just put in whatever email you want. Plus you also have the start browsing area. So let's just simply take a look at the browse area. So again, completely overhauled user interface, and now it looks like, you guessed it, another Netflix user interface. Not a surprise, where you have the sidebar, and you have the feature area, you have the feature carousel here. Let me mute that because it's also using the Roku sound effects, where as the previous UI didn't use the sound effects of the Roku because it had its own core of the UI. Now it's just using the Roku's core of it, and it's built on top of that. But anyways, when you come down, after you go to the top and explore the feature, you can come down and take a look at the deals. So of course you can take a look at the deals, and you can take a look at all the usual typical movies and TV shows, and ads into each user interface. You can take a look at rentals as well, take a look at any movies that is available to rent. Very interestingly too, it's still, even though that Fandango now is no longer active, it's now merged into VUDU, they still got the Fandango brand. Obviously they have it with the VUDU name, but they also have it as the regular separate brand where it has Fandango at Home early access. So that's interesting that they still keeping the Fandango brand a little bit. You also have the usual kids section as well, and you can take a look at the popular brands. You know, another one of those trends where you can, take a look at your favorite brand favorites, but instead of like, for example, Paramount, where it has their brands of Nickelodeon, VH1, since VUDU is adding content from a bunch of services, they have their own brands here, like Nickelodeon and DreamWorks and Sesame Street and all of that. And then you can take a look at the shows by age and movies by age and other things like that. TV as well, rent or buy season pass of the full series. And you have the same thing here. You got the regular brands for the TV networks that offer the content in this TV section. Let's go down and you can take a look at new releases as well. And why not take a look at a movie while we're at it? So you have this movie here, Sonic the Hedgehog. So you can take a look at that, take a look at the information for that movie. And you can buy it. You can take a look at the trailer for it. Let's take a look at the trailer. And it has a simple, since it's a trailer, I assume it's not going to have much stuff, but you have a simple UI for the play and power stuff for the trailer. Maybe they can have more options for when you watch an actual TV or movie. Well, we're going to see in a second here. But as you come down, you can take a look at the bonus features. As you know, VUDU, Amazon, all these rent or buy movies, since you're, buying them, like, take for instance like a DVD or Blu-ray. When you buy a DVD or Blu-ray, they come with bonus features and extra content that you're going to see exclusively on that Blu-ray. But nowadays, not many people are buying Blu-rays or DVDs. They're buying through VUDU. So they want to take that content from, the exclusive content of bonus features and extra content that you usually get on the Blu-ray. And you're getting it in this area here when you buy the movie on VUDU or any other rent or buy services. You're getting that bonus content here. So just keep that noted. Plus you can get information on the cast or crew, as well as information on ratings, like if this movie or TV is appropriate for kids. So they partner with Rotten Tomatoes for the ratings, and for the parental guidance they partner with Common Sense Media for that. Of course they partner with Common Sense Media not only with VUDU but any other typical rental buy service. They partner with Common Sense Media to let you know, hey, is this appropriate for your kid? So they do that. So of course that's what the movie looks like when you're looking at it. Of course you also have free content here. That's what VUDU's doing. They have this trend where, just like Peacock does, you can take a look at a movie and you can take it out for free, or if you want to buy it, you can buy it as well. So that's the trend they are doing here. You have a lot of genres here. Matter of fact, let's take a look at a TV show. Breaking Bad. See what that looks like. Now they have a bundle. That's interesting. So when we take a look at the bundle, it's going to give me all of the seasons in that complete bundle. They have the cast and crew here. Let's take a look at one season. So of course you can take a look at all seasons, or you can take a look at one season. So this is what the seasons looks like when you want to check it out. If you want to buy it or buy the whole series, you can take a look at all the seasons here. And of course, I said you have more related content or recommendations, and of course you have the same thing as the movies, the ratings, and parental guidance. Now let's go into the sidebar. Of course, you have the Netflix's sidebar that everybody's emulating when it comes to their streaming user interface. Let's take a look at search. So this app utilizes the Roku voice search now. I don't think that it utilized that in the previous UI, but in the new UI it utilizes the Roku voice search. So specifically you can search for The Simpsons, and it's going to load that up. Of course it didn't load it up because it didn't recognize what I said. It said Samsons. Let's try that again. The Simpsons. Let's see if it recognizes it. There we go. Now it recognizes it. So The Simpsons, here you got all seasons over here. And you can take a look at the one season of it here. I don't know if it's able to list about the whole series like I did with the last one. But yeah, you got that here. Of course, you can also do the regular text search as well if you're into that. You have the spotlight area, so that's the home page for the VUDU. My VUDU, you have to sign into it, but once you sign into it, I assume they're going to give you your my list and any recommendations or to continue watching stuff like that. I assume my office as well, same thing. You have to sign in or create an account to get access to that. And then you have the spotlight, the like it seems like a miniaturized version of the spotlight UI, but now it has it for the movie section. So you have a mini featured carousel, free content here. Seems like I had a bug, and okay, now it's working. That was a little glitch this time, but free content. You have new releases and anything else like that. TV, same thing here, same categories, but you'll have more content here. And now finally, let's get to the free section. Why not? So of course, VUDU has been diving into the free content genre, which offers all the usual content from FilmRise, where they partner with them and they partner with other free distributors that are paying companies like Fox, paying companies like MGM, paying companies like Paramount to give them the content and distribute that to companies like VUDU, 2B, etc. with the agreement that they have to put ads on it. So because of that, VUDU thought, why not make more money by doing that? So they're partnering with FilmRise and other free distributors, and they're offering free content here. So you have new to free. See, you can take a look at all this content that's available on for free with ads. And since as well this is a buy and rental service, you can have the option to pay, like buy the movie or rent it if you are, if you want to check something out, like maybe you want to check out Miami Heat, and then you watch a sample of it, and maybe that's something you enjoyed and you want to own that movie, then you can rent it. Actually, buy it. That's to own it. Rent it if you want to own it temporarily. So yeah, that's the very interesting thing about VUDU and how they are integrating their rentals and owning movies as well as free content as well. And of course, just like 2B and Crack and all of that, all these things are just coming in and out. All these movies and TV shows, they're coming in and out. So, maybe 2 months you may have this, and maybe after it ends, they're gonna swap it out for another movie or TV show. So that's the thing you gotta keep noted with this as well, with the free content that you get on here. Not only on here, but as well as Tubi and all these other free services. Now you're getting some notable content, like this one here. This one was certified fresh, and this is the McDonald's movie, the notable movie here. I don't know if there's other notable movies on here. This seems to be a little bit notable because you have Ice Cube here in this movie. You have him here as well. So there might be noble movies here and there. Expect classic here as well as some, some movies that are typical garbage, just to fill up the content of Voodoo's free section. Just keep that note as well. Another thing too, I think they have kids content. Matter of fact, even before I get to that, let's look at the settings. See if they got that here. Yeah, they got that here. The kids mode. That's the thing I want to talk about here. They also have the kids mode, but I don't know if this is the same thing as the Voodoo, the old Voodoo. Well, actually, I have to sign in if I want to take out the kids mode. So you know what? I'm going to sign into Voodoo, and I'm going to be back, and I'm going to show you the kids mode that you're going to get on Voodoo. Alright, so I signed in, and now let's take a look at the kids mode that we have on the Voodoo. So far it looks kind of the same as the old interface, I think, but it's blacked out here. So when you set up the kids mode on Voodoo for the first time, it's going to ask you, do you want to set an age range? And you can choose from like 3 up to 12 if you want. We're not going to add a pin, but if you want to, you can require a pin. And it's going to ask you if you want to allow free videos for ads. If you put show, which is automatically set to, it's just going to give you content, I believe, in a coordination with the age range that you set here. And it's going to allow free content related to that. But if you click hide, I think it's only going to show the content that you buy on Voodoo for your kids, or maybe for yourself if you want to get a little bit of nostalgia. So you can just set it up and exit, but we're going to enter kids mode now. And it's giving me all the free movies in here that is at the age range of 12 and below. And I can take a look at all of them here. Just a simple layout, unlike the regular Voodoo UI. A simple layout here that's going to give you only free movies and TV shows and nothing else. It's a clean, simple UI for the kids. Free TV as well for 12 and below. So you can see all that here. You even got Angry Birds. It's very interesting. Years ago, it used to be a game in the mobile, and now it has its own series. It's so funny. But anyways, got all of that stuff here. All the classics as well. You saw some of these classics, like this one, for example. Classic here. This one used to be on PBS Kids. So did this one. But it's very interesting that they're offering all these PBS Kids shows for free. Some of the notable ones, too. You got all that kid stuff here. But let's exit here. And let's see what happens if we pick the lowest age. What's going to happen? So that's all the content you're going to get. Just 2 movies. Just 2 movies. And a way small amount of kids shows. So now you're just strictly getting basically PBS kids shows, mostly Baby Einstein and just a couple others. But yeah, very, very strict kids content here if you have it at the age of 3. And you're getting way, way more if you have all the way at 12. Maybe in the range of 4 to 11, you may get a little more, or you may get way more. But you're getting way smaller content at the age of 3, and you're getting a lot of content for kids at the age of 12. So just keep that noted. And of course, you can set a pin. So let's set a pin now. Now it uses the Roku voice, so if you want to say the numbers, you can just say it. But we're just going to just put a simple 4-letter So you can put yes. And now we're gonna enter kids mode, and it's gonna warn me if you enter it, you're gonna need a pin when you want to exit. So now we're in here, and when we want to exit, we gotta put in that pin. Now I'm able to exit. So let's do this quickly. Let's enter it now. I want to try something. Let's exit out there now. And now we're gonna go back to VUDU. Now I think because of the fact that I updated the UI, it's obviously going to no way, it's automatically going back. It's restarting now. It's not using the regular Roku feature where it's automatically going to take me there faster. It's going to restart, but it's letting me know, hey, you want to jump back to kids mode, and I can put yes if I want to, but if I'm not a kid, then I have to enter in the pin, and then that's when it's going to take me to the UI of kids. But yeah, very nice that VUDU is engineering this parental controls now aspect of their UI. So I'm just gonna put yes. I'll put exit, and then I can just say 0000, and then I can exit, and I'm back at the home screen for the adults. And of course, since I'm signed in, it's going to tell me, hey, you signed in, this is you. It's going to give me what's my payment method and what's my email, which I'm blocking out. But I can manage my PIN, so I can change that if I want to. Customize, I'm just gonna put no. And I can manage controls as well. So, maybe if your kids somehow they went to the VUDU adults, you can use that same pin you set for the kids mode. You can set it to prevent kids from accidentally buying stuff here in that family settings. So that's in this family settings, and that's a part of the regular settings menu. You have your account, you have family settings, which we went deep into, and then you have closed captioning, which it doesn't do anything. It just tells you can customize it in the Roku accessibility. You have playback quality, so it's going to let you know, hey, if you have fast internet, do you want to do 4K? Or maybe if it's a little slow, you can do 720 or 1080. Autoplay, so of course with Netflix, with that autoplay stuff, VUDU and everybody has to emulate it. So it's going to let you know if you want to enable autoplay. So when you're binge watching TV and when you finish watching one show, it's automatically going to take you to the next, or do you want to get rid of that? So it's going to give you the option for that. You have accessibilities, which is currently off, but if you want to turn it on, again, it's going to tell you go to your device settings, and then finally you have the about area, which is basically nothing. Since we signed in onto the VUDU, let's just take a look at the my VUDU area, and now because we're going to get a look at all of the content that I added on here with my wish list and my movies and my TV. Don't judge me with how it looks. Let's go back to it. Don't judge me with what I decided to add into my watch list. Some people may want that nostalgia life. I think this used to be free, but unfortunately now it's back to pay only. But this one is definitely free. This is the full offer movie if you want to take a look at that. For the kids, my offers, I don't have any offers, so I don't know why would I look into that, but yeah. Alright, I think we went through and touched on everything we need to touch on today with the VUDU, with its new user interface. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that walkthrough of the new VUDU UI. If you use Voodoo and maybe you want to get used to it, hopefully this video helps you know a little bit more about it and know how to navigate through it. And if you want to set up stuff for the kids, you know, you're able to learn a little bit more about that now for this video. So let's look at Voodoo and the new UI for it. Its first new UI since it merged its service with FriendNeighbor now. That's it for this edition of Roku Now. Hopefully you got the most out of Roku experience for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.